I recently beat all of Dark Souls 3 using only the whip weapon class, while also teaching you the lore behind all the bosses. And as it turns out, I was dead wrong. This fight was actually very easy. Most of the time, it's very easy. But I really thought this was going to be difficult, because I usually just backstab them until I win. The whip just does good here. The Abyss Watchers are an interesting part of the Undead Legion of Farron. These individuals were formed to fight the threat of the Abyss, but what I found most interesting is that they all share the soul of Artorias. Because the Abyss Watchers wanted the strength of Artorias, they all partook in Wolf's Blood, which is the linking mechanism for their souls. I thought this was the most interesting thing about them because they all together add up to Artorias. Before making this video, I just thought that they were kind of similar and maybe took his techniques or something like that. I had no idea that they were literally him. Also, if you're wondering why you get a helper in the boss fight, I'll tell you, because there is an actual reason. Again, FromSoft is tying together game mechanics and lore without telling us. As an Abyss Watcher, you are constantly exposed to the Abyss, which turns out to be bad. It slowly alters you until eventually you become an unknown creature, so the other foot soldiers, known as the followers of Farron, would group up, single out the one who was altered too much, then stab and burn them. For the sake of honor and dying a good death, they would finish them off by throwing a spear into them. After linking the first flame, the Abyss Watchers were out of the job, and there wasn't anything left for the followers to do, so they wandered until Hollowing, ending up in the painted world of Ariandel. This is why we find a large number of enemies with throwing spears, flame breath skills, and swords in the beginning of the DLC. This kinda causes a huge issue though, because the Abyss Watchers were still abyssing, which means they were still slowly being corrupted by the Abyss, with no one there to execute them before becoming fully corrupted. And that's why, when we arrive, they are endlessly killing each other in a world where they failed their mission. That's why you get a little helper buddy dude, because they're literally just corrupted and I don't know, hate each other. I know I don't know much about the lore of this game, but you might. And I'm getting all this information from the Dark Souls fandom page, which does come with some interpretations on my end. So if you notice I make a mistake, I welcome the corrections in the comments. But only if you do it with an Irish accent. While past Senrab finishes whipping the degenerates, the current to me but still past Senrab to you will talk about today's sponsor. Yeah, I'm just kidding, I don't have a sponsor. I just wanted to say that. Realistically, I'll probably never have a sponsor. I don't even have ad revenue yet, so that's kind of a pipe dream at this point. But that's okay, because I do this for the fun of it. And now I've killed enough time, hopefully, for the next segment to start. High Lord Wolnir, everyone's favorite boss.